The first season of Gravity Falls was great. It had its flaws, sure, many of which I addressed in the first part of the Gravity Falls video essay. If you haven't seen it, then you probably need to watch it before this one, because these two parts are essentially one video essay. Just like 2 seasons of Gravity Falls are a one big story of one summer that was marvelous and ended exactly when it had to end to become an absolute classic. For this we have to thank Alex Hirsch, who could easily write more stories in this amazing universe, and Disney Channel would have been absolutely thrilled to produce them. Gravity Falls was never meant to be a series that goes on and on forever. It's meant to be an exploration of the experience of summer, and in a larger sense a story about childhood itself. The fact that childhood ends is exactly what makes it so precious, and why you should cherish it while it lasts. There are many good shows out there, shows with interesting stories, enjoyable characters and imaginative world building. But there are much less truly great ones, and Gravity Falls is undoubtedly one of them. It is nearly a perfect story that manages to balance mystery with humor, suspense with heartwarming moments. The second season managed to be even better than season 1 in almost every aspect, and we're about to discover what made it so good.
You know what? We should probably get going. Can I have my journal back?
You're not going anywhere.
Let's begin with a background character. My favorite additional plotline besides the main story of Fort, Journals and Bill Cipher is Pacifica Northwest and her redemption arc. She was presented as a typical rich girl who has everything she needs and even more because her parents are rich capitalists. But Pacifica wasn't born mean and arrogant, obviously. She was actually abused and mentally subjugated by her parents. Her father would use a bell on her like she's some kinda guinea pig and not his daughter. Her parents don't even care about her. She's surrounded by wealth and luxury, but she doesn't know what true and sincere love is, because she's never been sincerely loved by her parents. Or at least they never showed it. All they cared about was preserving the impeccable image of their family. Pacifica doesn't even have any real friends, in contrast to Dipper and Mabel, who might not be too wealthy, but they have something much better. They have a family that loves them, they have their gruncle Stan, and they have great loyal friends like Zeus and Wendy, who always get twins backs. The moment when Pacifica pulls the lever and lets common folk of Gravity Falls into the Northwest Mansion is the turning point for her entire character. She displays empathy and proves that she is still a good person, despite everything her parents have done to her in 12 years. Pacifica's arc is great because it's plausible. In shows like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, a redeemed character usually instantly becomes absolutely and irrevocably good. Except Discord, of course, but he is the Lord of Chaos for a reason. Pacifica doesn't change immediately. She remains an entitled girl who doesn't wanna wear Mabel's sweater or take Old Man McGucket's hand. It is really hard to completely change who you are, even if you are just 12 years old. People don't change that easily. It takes time and it can be extremely difficult. Pacifica was raised in a huge mansion surrounded by servants and everything she could ever ask for. And despite it all, she wants the same things as everybody else. She wants the same things as Mabel and Dipper. She needs friendship and she needs somebody to understand her and be by her side when she needs it. After all, that's what everyone needs, regardless of social status or upbringing.
Ancient blood and blackened skies, the forest dark shall once more rise.
What do we do? What do we do?
Don't worry, it can't get worse than this!
The first season was just a preparation for the season 2. The story of Stanley and Stanford is genuinely amazing. All this build up in the 11th episode. Alex Hirsch and the crew left tons of Eastern eggs across 30 episodes prior to Not What He Seems. but it still wasn't easy to predict what turn the story would eventually take. When we watch Not What He Seems for the first time, we, just like Mabel and Dipper, start doubting Grunkle Stan. We don't know if he really is a bad guy who wants to tear the universe apart with his portal. We don't know if we can trust him despite all the adventures we have been through together. Rewatching this episode made me realize how good the writing is in this mini story, and the payoff that we get is worth all our anticipation. The following episode, A Tale of Two Stans, flips our perception of the entire show upside down. Watching it for the first time back in 2015 shook me to the core. Why 2015 though? Obviously because the episode was aired in July 2015, but 2015 holds another meaning to me. This was the year my family got cable TV for the first time. I immediately started watching Disney Channel because I always loved Disney cartoons since I was a child. I remember my mom bringing me VHS with The Lion King and then with Aladdin, Cinderella, Treasure Planet. I used to love Treasure Planet a lot as a kid. But back to Disney Channel. There were many shows being aired on Disney Channel, but they were all very childish and had this unpleasant cheap 3D style of animation. The first shows that I saw were Sophia the First and a series about pirates. I don't remember its name, to be honest. One day I come back home after school, turn on the Disney Channel and see the Gulf War episode of Gravity Falls. I was really surprised by how good it was compared to almost everything else on Disney Channel back then. But that was 2015. The thing is, even in 2023, almost 8 years later, I still get the same feeling of awe when I watch Gravity Falls as I used to in middle school. The same feeling of wonder when the final countdown is over and Stanford comes out of the portal.
What? Who is that?
The author of the journals. My brother.
Is this the part where one of us faints?
Oh, I am so on it, dude.
I'm glad that we got more about Zeus and his childhood. He was abandoned by his own father who couldn't even visit him on his birthday. Zeus used to wait for that to come every year until he got older and finally stopped waiting. I am sure it is unfortunately very relatable for many people. Zeus might have stopped expecting his dad to come for him, but he never truly let it go, until Mabel and Dipper helped him, of course. They have been through so much for Zeus, and it made Zeus realize that his real family are those who actually care for him. Besides being a great episode, it is also a great message for many struggling people. Family are the ones who are there for you no matter what. Your true family can be anyone who actually loves you.
We think the only thing that can make you happy is meeting your dad.
But the choice is yours.
I mean, I could finally see my dad by touching this thing. And you guys battled through time and space just to get this for me?
What are you waiting for, Zeus?
My biggest problem with the second season would have to be the way Bill Cipher was defeated. As we know, Bill Cipher is an all-powerful creature who is older than our galaxy, can travel between worlds and twist the very fabric of reality the way he wants. But the way to defeat him is so anecdotally easy. And also the fact that Bill easily got tricked by Stanley and Stanford, as if he couldn't see that they would try anything to stop him and save the kids. But I guess being an interdimensional demon doesn't mean that you are indestructible. The problem with overpowered villains is that they always have to be defeated somehow. Bill got trapped in Stan's mind, then Stan's memories got erased and Bill got erased with them.
What's happening to me?
This is the exact reason why I prefer more down-to-earth villains. I would take Emperor Belus over the Collector as the main antagonist any day. Which reminds me that the Owl House finale will be released very soon, or already has been released, depends on when I release this video, say. I am not sure, I need to finish writing it first and I need to edit it at least twice, but better 3 times, then make voiceover and montage. Anyway, there is a lot of work to do. Maybe if I were to write the ending for Gravity Falls, I would keep Stan's memories erased. That would be much darker and way more dramatic. But after all, Gravity Falls is a family-friendly show. It needed a positive ending, even if Alex Hirsch got away with so much in the show that we usually don't see on Disney Channel. The one thing he couldn't add to the show was an open same-sex couple. Disney wasn't ready yet at that moment. At first I was very skeptical about Stan's memories returning to him. It felt too far-fetched. But then I realized that McGuckett's memories returned too, so it's absolutely possible. Stan's memories returned soon, but he was surrounded by people that loved him, and they reminded him of everything that he forgot. Unlike poor McGuckett, who was abandoned by everyone, including his own son. At least he became wealthy at the end. Ironically, Pacifica was reluctant to even touch McGuckett's hand, but after Weirdmageddon her parents went bankrupt, lost their family mansion, and the old man McGuckett probably bought the house.
I would just like to say that as a rich capitalist, I welcome your tyrannical rule. Perhaps I can be one of your, horsemen of the apocalypse?
Dad?
Not now, sweetie. The grown-ups are talking.
Oh wow, that's a great offer! How about instead I shuffle the functions of every hole in your face?
Anyway, at the end everyone got what they deserved. The best and the worst thing about the ending is how emotional it is. The worst because the ending leaves you with blankness inside. This summer is over and the adventure in Gravity Falls is over as well. This see you next summer weather leaves you waiting for the next summer in a small town somewhere in Oregon. But that summer never comes. However, the memories remain and nothing can erase them. I only wish we saw more of what Stanford was doing all these 30 years while being trapped in another dimension, before Stanley finally figured out how to activate the portal again. I think that's a big missed opportunity. Stanford aged in 30 years, just like his brother, which means a lot of time passed for him too beyond the portal. So many incredible stories he could tell about his adventures. The whole episode could be about it, instead of say Dipper and Ford playing D&D or the gang traveling around Oregon and destroying roadside attractions. Twins' age is symbolic. 12 is the last year of childhood and after that teenage years start. So at the end Mabel and Dipper don't just leave Gravity Falls, but they also leave their childhood behind and enter a completely new period of their lives. It might be both scary and exciting, just like any change in life, but the most important thing is to stay true to yourself and be who you really are. Gravity Falls was the show that got me into animation in the first place, back in 2015, and I will always be thankful for that. Looking back, there were many great shows released, but Gravity Falls still remains among the best ones, due to its impeccable storytelling, animation and characters. And it inspired not only other animated shows with similar vibes such as Star vs. the Forces of Evil or The Owl House, but also an army of reposts from all over the globe. This fact speaks volumes about the show's popularity. Thanks for watching this video essay. I've put a lot of effort into making both parts. I really wanted to make something worthy of sharing. I started making video essays on this channel last year and I hope to grow as a content maker. If you enjoyed watching, there is definitely gonna be more released on this channel. So if you subscribe you won't miss anything. See ya.